Greetings from SuperVideHo. Ho ho ho. Well, we are going to do an update on the first video that was done to protect the VHS cardboard covers, and but with less tape and less time. So this corner, there's one corner on the tape that is glued together. I don't know what they call this, but the overlap. And that's what we want to tape, because that can break open like this right here is starting to do right there. And then of course the seam is on the inside, if you can see that also. I don't know if you can see with the light, but there. And we want to protect these edges. Before we protected all the edges, but the top is really not necessary. The stress is taken down below. So basically we're doing this one spine right here to hold that in, and then also around the bottom, because the tape continues to be pushed in and out. So here we go, and I put the tape with the full reel in the top, up in the top. It just, the weight goes inside. It may not drop out as easy, but so we start with our roll of tape. You can get this for $1.80 at I get it for the discount shopper. But who knows what. Anyways, it's I don't know what, 800 yards. So we excuse me, had a little buggy friend there. So the tape that goes at the bottom is going to be this wide. So I bring this tape down to just past what this one's going to be, so that this overlaps it when we put it around the bottom there. So we're going to do this, and I start at the top. I usually hold it right down here. Take it up to the top and then check it. That's about right there. Take it off. I do about 3/8 of an inch on this side, and then it'll come about the same on the other side. But start it on the right side or the left side, but stick it on one side. Take it all the way to this side here. Stick it down, and then move your thumb along. Make sure there's no wrinkles. And then as you put your thumbs on this edge here, it starts to mold down, but put it forward, smooth it down from the center out, and then start to go for this further edge, and then you can feel it go down. Now that one's gotten wrinkled already a little bit. That popped down by itself, but I'm not going to worry about it. It doesn't usually do that. You want to take it down and then go on this far edge, and then the heat of your fingers will bend this last part over and go from the middle again, and then carefully onto the outside. Usually it's this corner right here that starts to wrinkle a little bit, so you can use your fingernail. This was a bad one actually, but most of them are good, real good. So, and then I take your fingernails, mat it down with your fingernails to get out to seal it down real good. Take it over this way, kind of move your fingers this way over on it so that it goes up, and then especially on the weld side here, you know, move your fingers and flatten it down, and then take it up and over, so it's stretching the tape over that lap there, the lap, okay, and then run it with your fingers, see how it is smooth. Some air bubbles you can't get out, but we'll do that later. Okay, now for these pop-outs, I take the tape out now, and for the most of these have the pop-outs. Most tapes are like this with the top that opens up like this. Some are just glued down, and then that seam is on the opposite side, but you do the same thing. I don't bother with the tops, especially if the case is good, so because it's not going in and out of here. There's no stress on here, and so you don't have to use as much tape. So now I put it on end here, and I do these, I protect these here. So you could do it with just one tape all the way around, but then the sticky part of the tape is going to be on here, okay, underneath this round part right here. So I put a protective piece here, which also seals off the edge, the overlap on the inside here, like we're doing on the outside. So let's start with that first. You'll get used to doing the right size. It's about an inch, or a little less than an inch, a little more than 3/4. I zip it off. I turn it around because it usually seems like when you cut it off, it's a little bit smaller on that end. So I stick that in here. I stick that in. I get it in so that it's square, and usually I put it to one corner, and I put my finger in and rub it down, and then I put the front edge here on the table so that it can't move. It sticks here. I rub it in the inside. Then on that overlap, I take my fingernail, because there's one angle that goes up like that, and then the other one goes straight up like that. So you want to seal that down, and I just take my fingernail and rub all over it on all the edges. And then when I come up, this tape here, you want to do it real slow. Get one corner going so the tape comes up, okay? And sometimes it'll rip off, but this is a good one. So now you want to fold this piece back over and have it equal level with these sides here, and make sure that it doesn't crumple over, which it does sometimes. This is a good one. And then squeeze it together, and then run your fingernail down on this side, and then get it together there. Make sure it's always down, and then you do the other side. Okay. Yep. Sometimes it's uneven, so you can just put your cardboard like that and kind of manhandle it a little bit. Put that in there, down. You got it okay. Alright. Move it up and down, get it stuck on the inside. That's the big one on the outside there. Put it down. It's good. Okay, so see, then the tape around the outside sticks to that. Otherwise you might have to do this on the outside, but you want this to be hidden with the one that goes around the outside. So I put the tape back in, the large reel on the inside is what I do, and then I put it on the back side, because these type, the seam goes right here. Okay, you can see that's covered already. So now I start my tape down here. I take it out and I line it up with this edge right here, and I put it just in just a little bit from the edge. You want to be able to see the tape, and then I line it up and I stick it to this edge first, and then I take my little finger and I rub over it like that. So I'm looking at the edge, I can see it real good here, and I want it to be within a ½ inch of this edge here, because the last part comes over and overlaps that. So here we go. I'm seeing it's up a little bit there, and that looks good. I stick it down here first, I put my finger down, and then run it back. And when I run that, I run it up this way just so the tape kind of goes up so that it doesn't come out past this too much, but it should be okay when you put it on. So then I run it down this side here, seal it with my finger a little bit, keeping the tape off, and then I'll watch this next side, how it comes over, and make sure that it's straight, and then just lay it down, and then I run my finger over it again, and then this last thin side, I pull it out to about an 1.5 inches, or you can check it to see how much it'll go over the back side. You want it to be at least a ½ inch. And then lay that down, rub it, and then I just go down like this on the last side. I put it down and let the serrated edge on the tape thing cut it right there like that, and run my finger across. Then I just start on this side, matting it down. I take my fingernail, because that's overlapping this piece right here, and the edge, do the edge, and I go real quick this way, and then I go up, down in the middle, and up again this way. So we're getting the air bubbles out as best we can on the edge. Same thing here with your nail, and now on the front. Also, before you start putting your tape down, you might want to rub off your tape, like on your shirt or pants, or with a cloth, so that no fingerprints get on here when you put your tape down, so it's nice and clean. And so we're going on the front now, and then this way, so I'm going both ways rubbing. Okay, so there we go. And clean it off there. Looks pretty good. So now I'm inspecting in the light. I don't see any air bubbles. We had a little crease there. No air bubbles here. No air bubbles on the front. We're pretty darn good. That lifted back a little on the front, but that's okay. That right there is about 1/8 of an inch from the bottom. Usually I get it when it's almost right on the edge, but it doesn't matter. It's still reinforcing the bottom all the way around, plus the extra on the edges here. Now this one had a little bit of tape from the in-store lock that locks over the video. I can just cut that off with the scissors right there, but let's see if I can do it with this X-Acto knife. I don't know if that's going to cut off, but see if I can do it. No, it's not doing it. Here we go. Let's see. Let's see if I can cut that off. Come on. Yeah, they're kind of stiff. What I'm going to do is just put a tape over that, just so that it doesn't. I'm going to stick it like that right on top of there, and then fold it around the other side, just so that's not sticking out. Okay. I used to do that on the other tapes on this edge, but you don't need to, because you're going all the way around anyways. Okay. So there we go. That's it. Down the spine to about there. The other tape is up that high right there. So I go down about that far, at least a ½ inch below the tape that goes around at the bottom. 1, and then the 2 on the sides. 2, 3, and 4. So it's 4 pieces of tape. We don't have to do the other side. There's no broken edges here. The top is okay. Unless there's something wrong up here, you can put a piece right here and just over the side like this on both sides, and then one piece over the edge just like on here. Bring it down 3/8 and put it over the whole side like that if you need to. But the cases I've been getting lately, at Goodwill by the way, are real good. But some of them up here are frayed, like up on this edge right here. So this is the less expensive way of using too much tape, as it was in the demonstration before. So it's like in the shape of an L here, here and here, and then of course the 2 sides. And that really strengthens the cover and saves it from coming undone. So there we go. Thanks for viewing. If you have any questions, pop them on the comments there, and that's about it for now. Have a super video day, and enjoy your YouTubing.